Hey guys, I am back with another long-ish overdue video. I originally was planning on uploading this during Capricorn season, but that didn't happen. But I am here now to talk about the big three placements for Capricorn, in which I will discuss how one typically might act if they have a Capricorn sun, moon, and or rising. So let's get started. If your birthday falls in between December 22nd through January 19th, then congrats! That makes you a Capricorn. The most common words to describe Capricorns are disciplined, serious, resourceful, unrelenting, and ambitious. Capricorn is the last cardinal sign of the zodiac, with the other ones being Aries, Cancer, and Libra. To recap on what cardinal signs are basically the signs in the zodiac that are basically the ones that take initiative to things. And they are the ones that really put things into action. What sets them apart from one another is that Aries is of cardinal fire, which brings about hasty spontaneity, while Cancer is of cardinal water, which brings about tender receptiveness. Then you have Libra being of cardinal air, bringing about social harmony, and then you finally have the cardinal earth sign Capricorn, bringing about strategic relentlessness. And I apologize if you guys hear any kind of banging going on against my door. That's just my cat trying to get in and disrupt me. The first thing I want to discuss about Capricorns is the biggest stereotype about them, which is their obsession with money. It is true. They care way more about money compared to any other zodiac sign out there. This is not due to materialism. Some sources do have a tendency to associate materialism with the earth signs as a whole, but that is so not the case for Capricorns. They do not care about material items. Taurus, definitely. But Capricorns don't care about having the most fanciest house or the most luxurious couch or even the biggest flat screen TV in the world. I mean, sure, some things are nice to have, but it's not like those things are important to them or anything. They strive to have a lot of money to their name for the sake of stability. They want to be able to afford a nice and safe place to live. They feel so much better at the thought of having so much money saved up to where they don't have to worry in times of a financial crisis or any other sort of emergency. Another big thing that Cappies are known for are being workaholics. You know those characters on film or television where they're constantly staying at the office and they're the ones that call up their significant other and is like, sorry, I'm not gonna make it home until late, don't expect to see me for dinner, I got held up again, blah blah blah. And then they finally don't arrive back home until at least midnight. Yeah, those characters represent a classic Capricorn. Now there are some contributing factors to this. The first one is obviously racking up that coin. The next one is that they are not ones to just sit around. They mean business. Capricorns need to be doing something. They are not the ones that can just easily sit back and relax and enjoy any time off. They are very much prone to restlessness, so good luck in trying to convince them to take some PTO. And the final reason segues into the next thing that they are very well known for, which is their strong ambition. When Capricorns have their eyes set on something, they chase after it and there's no stopping them. Capricorns are highly motivated people and they are huge achievers, sometimes overachievers, and are the ones that get gold stars on everything. Setting up new goals and planning far ahead is second nature to them. Being spontaneous is actually not their thing, so they very much prefer to have things figured out ahead of time. So after hearing all of that, it should be of no surprise that their biggest fear is failure. And it's also because of this fear that they end up having a tendency to be a bit too competitive. Basically, they make sure that nothing stands in their way in getting what they want. Capricorn Moons are people who are described as very practical, level-headed, and responsible. Even if you are someone who, for example, has a fire sun sign, which would either be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Chances are that if you have a Capricorn moon, you are likely to feel less impulsive and or less hasty, which is something that the fire signs are known for. Because of their unrealistic viewpoints, they can sometimes be seen as not as open-minded compared to some of the other zodiac signs, and might even come across as pessimistic in some cases. Now, the moon is in detriment when in Capricorn, and all that simply means is that the moon doesn't quite feel comfortable when visiting this sign. The moon is known for its very warm, nurturing, and emotional energies, so of course it's going to feel out of its comfort zone when visiting a sign that is not exactly known for being vulnerable or expressive about how it feels. This in no way implies that Capricorn moons are heartless or have little to no feelings. It just means that they are the type of person that keeps their emotions well under control and they don't let their emotions get the best of them. Again, very level-headed and pretty sensible. I also just want to point out and say that Capricorn placements typically get some major flack for not being as opened compared to some of the other zodiac signs out there, and thus are labeled as having no emotions, when that is actually a huge misconception and should not be taken seriously. Thank you. The final thing I will mention about Capricorn moons in this video is that they absolutely hate being wrong and they can be highly opinionated. It's like what I saw on Twitter. Somebody basically tweeted saying how there's no such thing as the phrase agree to disagree when it comes to the earth signs. And that definitely rings true for Capricorn placements. They have to be right on everything, they have to be the ones that come out on top in an argument or debate, and they have to be the ones that have the last laugh. They can also be described as being know-it-alls, and the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about that, in terms of talking about Capricorns, is Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. So while these guys can definitely be pretty clever and perceptive, they also need to be watchful of arrogance. Of course, my bedroom light decides to turn even more bright and makes me look like I have overexposure. Nice. Anyways, I first have to say that your rising sign helps show you your chart ruler. A chart ruler, or rulers, shows us the theme or themes that reoccur most often in our lives. Examples of this can be romance, or traveling, or restrictions, or even transformations. Your chart ruler is based on what the ruling planet is to your rising sign. So in that case, people who have a Capricorn rising have Saturn as their chart ruler. And once again, there's more to it than that when it comes to birth charts, but for now we are keeping things simple. Let me tell you, Capricorn risings are super dry. Both their humor and their speech are of the deadpan variety, and they can definitely be pretty sarcastic. So sarcastic, as a matter of fact, that even when they go to genuinely compliment someone or just say something nice aloud in general, it can still sometimes come out as sounding fake. And unless you are somebody who can vibe with those types of energies, it can be pretty off-putting to some people. And you know what? That's fine. No zodiac sign is a one-size-fits-all, so keep that in mind. Capricorn risings are also very well organized. You know, the type of people that don't mind if things are messy as long as they know where their stuff is at? They're the opposite of that. They need things to look nice and orderly. They can't stand to work in or be surrounded by a messy, chaotic, and disorganized workspace. To them, things might have to be categorized a certain way, or they might even need to have some things be arranged a certain way. They're also the kind of people that love to color code things, possibly carry a planner around with them, and they might even own some trapper keepers. They are also hugely creative when it comes to creating neat and tidy documents such as Excel spreadsheets or even PowerPoint slides. If you need more help in learning how to make things look more well kept, definitely go to a Capricorn rising because I swear they are like the living embodiment of Pinterest. Capricorn risings are also incredibly resourceful. I mean this in the best possible way when I say that they are like roaches. No matter how many times life keeps kicking them down with challenges or obstacles, they prove time and time again that they always manage to pick themselves right back up and continue to push forward. They always prove themselves to be quite resilient and unbreakable. The final thing I want to add is the physical appearance of a Capricorn rising. As mentioned a moment ago, one of the things that the rising sign helps give influence in is the way we look. And of course, depending on the individual, this may or may not pertain to them. As a matter of fact, if your rising sign is not Capricorn, but you have either a Capricorn moon or rising, some of these traits could still apply to you. But the typical physical traits of a Capricorn rising is appearing much younger than they actually are, meaning you could be in your 30s and still look as though you belong in high school. They are also known for having gorgeous bone structure in the face, such as having prominent or high cheekbones. And the final notable physical trait of a Capricorn rising is their stunning teeth, meaning they might look pretty strong and healthy and might even be bright white. And that is it for today's video on the big 3 placements for Capricorn. And as always, keep in mind that astrology is not a one-size-fits-all. So if you are somebody that has Capricorn in their big 3 and you thought with some of the points that I had mentioned, you could be thinking, that doesn't really resonate with me, or I never really was in touch with my Capricorn moon or anything like that, then that could mean that you are more influenced by something else in your birth chart. But as always, thank you all so much again for watching, and thank you for having it be my channel where you wanted to learn about the signs and astrology a little bit more. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more astrology content, and I will see you all next time in my Aquarius video. Be sure to like, be sure to share, and until then, take care.